Oseo.
Oseo.
Now in Navajo, Yete, all is well. I'm really displaying here my painting to illustrate Happy New Year. We're at the beginning of the year and tell you how that I put this together. The background for this is Navajo. Have you heard Navajo? That's a name given to people who live over there in Arizona and New Mexico. The name Navajo is some kind of derived from some kind of Spanish. It's had some kind of evolution. On the Spanish maps they call it Apache de Navajo, meaning keepers of the great fields, basically that. Their chief theme of their culture is balance and symmetry. And this seems to be the attributes of their homeostatic root stock that just maybe has stemmed all the way back to their relatives in Central Asia. The Navajo themselves, they're the Dene. Over there, they're just prefixed by Na, not Dene. They're the same people. And the roots of their language is Turkestanic. And so maybe that the main culture here is about health, medicine, disease, diagnosis, cures. That's the entire culture is about that. And sort of peripheral to that is astronomy, you know, a kind of a folk astronomy. And so that's what my painting is here. And so based on the Navajo terms for the months and the seasons, for January, Yasnitlis is crusted snow. And then we go into February, then is Yavitis is baby eagles. So what I've done here, I picked the idea of the, as if this was a helmet mask, like that. I've made this up. No Navajo has a mask like this. So it's shaped like an egg, and to do that with the crusted snow. And then in February is when the eaglets hatch. So I kind of put that fuzz around it, you know, for the fledgling, like that. Now each of these months has what they call a soft feather or head feather, which is a constellation. It really works out with the symmetry for me to create it this way. So for January, the head feather, this is the Milky Way, we would call that Milky Way. And it means that before the dawn at this time, it's so bright, it's almost like the dawn, like that. And the sort of myth that accounts for that is, this is Coyote's rough to the mask, is that they have a kind of a bread, you could kind of call it a cornbread, to make on the hot ashes, like that. So it's an ash bread. And so Coyote picked up a bunch of that ashes, glowing ashes, and threw them up in the sky to make that, quote, Milky Way. You get it, right? And this is the morning star, Venus, there, Tsotsu, there. And then over here, this is for February, Gayitsis. And this is actually the tail end of the constellation we call Scorpio. And that's actually now in the Navajo called rabbit tracks. And what this is, it's one for it's honoring the rabbit, and to, by way of that, the rabbit represents all the animals. So it's an honoring, but it also marks the beginning of the hunting season after the agricultural season. So that's the way that that's indicated. Also that up here, this is the symbol for winter thunder, boom, boom. And so winter thunder is quite a personified character. I put this here for also the part of the Scorpio. Antares is the bright star. And then in part 2, I will talk about the wolf moon, which is where we are right now. So I'll leave you with that. Yeah, hey.